Whispers of Willow Lane. The old house at the end of Willow Lane had always been the subject of whispered tales among the townsfolk. They said it was cursed, the kind of place where shadows lingered longer than they should, and the air felt heavy as if pregnant with secrets. One stormy night, Fiona, an ambitious journalist, decided to investigate the legends for herself. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and her determination, she pushed open the creaking door, its groan echoing through the empty halls. The air inside was stale, thick with dust and something else, something metallic. As she stepped further in, the beam of her flashlight flickered over faded photographs on the walls, depicting a family that seemed eternally frozen in a moment of joy. But their smiles twisted, shadows creeping in at the edges of the frames, threatening to swallow them whole. Suddenly the temperature dropped. Goosebumps prickled her skin. She heard a faint whisper, almost melodic, drifting through the darkness. "Stay with us," it beckoned, sweet yet sinister. Ignoring the instinct to flee, Fiona followed the sound, her heart racing. It led her to the basement door, slightly ajar, an unnatural cold seeping through the gap. Taking a deep breath, she descended the rickety stairs, the wood creaking underfoot. In the dim light, she saw a circle of dolls, their porcelain faces cracked and eyes gleaming with a life of their own. They sat around a makeshift altar, a blackened candle flickering ominously in the center. The whispering grew louder, more urgent. "Join us, Fiona." Panic surged through her as she turned to escape, but the door slammed shut, trapping her inside. The dolls' heads turned in unison, their smiles growing wider, revealing rows of sharp, jagged teeth. "You can't leave," they chanted, their voices melding into a haunting harmony. Hours later, when she finally staggered out of the house, disheveled and trembling, the storm had passed, but her mind was fractured. She had escaped, but the horrors of that night clung to her like a second skin. The townsfolk found her wandering the streets, her eyes wide with terror, muttering about dolls with teeth and whispers that promised eternal companionship. Unable to comprehend her experience, they brought her to the local asylum, where she would spend her days haunted by fragmented memories and the echo of that sinister chant. "You can't leave." Fiona became another whispered tale in the town, a cautionary story told to those who dared to challenge the darkness. The old house on Willow Lane stood undisturbed, waiting patiently for its next visitor, while Fiona's screams echoed only in her mind, a chilling reminder of the night she entered the shadows and the dolls that had almost claimed her.